Welcome back to a new episode of Inside Relevance. Today's episode is about the feeling and the state of waiting and how to let go of the state of waiting. There are lots of different ways how one can wait. You wait for the traffic to loosen up because you're sitting in a traffic jam, or you're waiting for a letter, or you're waiting for a situation to end, or you're waiting for a person to do something and to act on something. You're waiting to get unstuck. You're waiting to get inspired. You're waiting for the plane. You're waiting in line. And maybe you don't mind waiting in line. Maybe you do. Maybe you get impatient or angry. Lots of people get angry while they are in a traffic jam, especially when they are having a meeting that they have to go to. But the state of waiting is a very unthankful state. You lose energy when you concentrate on waiting, and when waiting creates negative feelings inside of you. You want the world to be different in that moment than it is. And you are waiting, you are longing and waiting for a moment to come that might not come at the time when you want it. And lots of people can't bear this waiting state, but instead of stopping the feeling of waiting, they do everything they can to change the situation in the outside. So they honk the horn when they are in a traffic jam. They yell. It has some kind of harshness to it. It's not free and not floating freely, having fun. But it's because they can't bear the waiting. And instead of stopping the waiting, they want to change the outside world. The wish has something urgent in it. It can be only this future and not another future. My approach is different. To stop the waiting and use the time, how long it ever takes, to use the time efficiently. Which means when you're standing in line, waiting for it to go, and there's one person that holds up everybody and you get nervous, go back to your breathing. Use the time. Use the time to ground yourself. Use the time to take in what's around you. Listen, concentrate on the sounds around you. Just sense them, just realize them, recognize them, name them. What is around you? How do the people behave? Bring yourself into a neutral, observing state, especially when you get aroused or when there is a turmoil inside of you because of the outside world. Then in that moment, get still and feel. And don't concentrate on what's angering you. Use the time, accept the state that you're in, accept it as your life, how it is now at this moment. And do something how this moment can be made more beautiful for yourself without changing the outside world, without trying to change the outside world or the situation. Let it be how it is. The situation is how it is. You are now here, standing or sitting. And instead of waiting, use your time efficiently. So you can concentrate on your senses and broaden your senses by training them. Listen to the sounds around you. Look at the colors around you, or the forms around you, or the animals around you. Broaden your awareness. Concentrate deliberately on something you wouldn't usually concentrate on. And when you're waiting for a person to change, accept the situation how it is. Then look for solutions how you can change your perspective and how you can position so that you're not in a waiting state anymore. What can you do without changing the situation, without changing another person? How can you bend inside to a perspective that doesn't hurt anymore? Usually it's just a thinking pattern that might indicate that there's something deeper inside of you that is not in balance. Accept the situation how it is. And you might have a bad conscience because you're late for an appointment. You want life in that moment to be different than it is. And most of the time, your bad conscience is not legitimate because sometimes the other person is happy that you're late because the other person still needs time. So also bring the possibility in your awareness that this is the best thing that can happen to you. But accept it. That's how it is, how life played out. And you cannot control life, but you can handle life differently when you allow everything to come in. But still you're stuck in a traffic jam. Accept it, that this happened to you, that it is good how life played it out. Maybe you missed that meeting and the person is gone, but then again, it's best what life can do for you. It's the best thing that happens for you. Don't believe your thoughts and what if and beat yourself up for not being good enough, not being early enough. Stop beating yourself up. Grow and handle the situation with the best emotions that you can have. And it's not about training yourself to have different emotions. It's about changing your inner position and getting clear about what you really feel. And maybe it's also a possibility to train to say sorry. Sorry that I missed you. Sorry that I was late. Sorry, and I will next time learn to be earlier. Or maybe there's nothing to learn. It's just like a sorry, I'm late. Or thank you for waiting for me. And the other person might react totally different than you might think. Maybe it's for the other person wonderful that someone finally says sorry or thank you for waiting for me. The other person maybe needed appreciation much more than a person that's on time. You never know and you don't know the complexity. You can't grasp the complexity of life. As far as I'm concerned, I don't believe it's possible to miss an opportunity. That everything, how it happens, is good how it happened. And if I needed a certain opportunity or a certain experience, this opportunity will come again and again and again and again. That's what I believe. And I'm working daily on this kind of confidence and perspective, because everything that you nurture grows. And with a confident mind and a positive mind and an allowing mind, you first of all don't lose so much energy by getting upset or by thinking too much and not seeing other possibilities that are coming by, because you're so consumed with dwelling on the lost opportunities. And then you draw other experiences and situations into your life. Follow your lightness. And when it's not light, when it's heavy and not so free inside of you, then look closer. Look at the situations that you're in that make you feel heavy. Look into your thoughts. Your thoughts might also be the root. Question your thoughts. And look inside of you what you really want. Just look at your feelings. And when you're in a situation that brings you down, do less of it. Take a step back. And when it's not possible to take a step back, go inside of you, find a peace inside of you. Look what you can do while you are in that situation, and let go to wanting it different. Eliminate the state of waiting, the feeling that you're waiting for something that might also not come true, what you're waiting for. Find a strategy. Maybe also set a deadline inside of you, how long you want to wait, and see how you feel with it. Go with it a few steps and keep on repositioning yourself and your perspectives until you find your inner peace. Find solutions. Don't wait. Find instant solutions. Don't wait. And be patient. And being patient and waiting is something completely different. When you're patient, you're accepting how it is for a higher goal, and for a while get into a neutral state, into an observing state. Then find something what you can do now in that situation. And once you've worked with it, you realize how much easier life gets. It's a very good example with women that want to get pregnant and can't. The only possibility for them in the future is to be pregnant. They are waiting to be pregnant. They want to be pregnant. But what if life doesn't give them the possibility to get pregnant because they have to learn something else in life or experience something else in life? You can't force life how you want it to be. Let go of the idea that it has to be that way, because then you can live your life differently. Most of the women that went through that realize in the end it's a lot about relaxing. It's a lot about accepting. It's a lot about letting go without any tension. More with I do or did everything I can, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Focusing on goals, yes, but also getting conversation with life, because life also brings something onto the plate. Life can bring so many surprises. You're meeting people that you would have never met. You are given possibilities that you would have never thought of. You're confronted with all kind of other situations that you haven't planned. And when things come different than you have planned them, then also allowing this situation to be there. Okay, not what I planned, but I find solution how I can make it nice for myself. Plan B. Okay, I'm stuck in a traffic jam now. It's not what I planned, but what can I do? Plan B. And allow the situation to be how it is. Don't be angry at other people. Don't pull that guilt card, who is guilty. Don't manipulate the situation. Just bring yourself into a neutral state and allow the situation, put down your guards, allow the situation how it is. That way you're not losing any energy. You keep focused and awake and conscious and aware. You can broaden your awareness, you can train your senses, you can train your patience. And this way, your brain is also not blocked to make a good decision. Because once you're in a state with negative feelings, brain science teaches us that it's not possible to make a good decision while you are in that state of negative feelings. This episode is dedicated to the topic of waiting and my invitation for you to look deeper and let go of any kind of waiting state. If you have further questions, just write me an email. I'm happy to answer your question. You can contact me either via my homepage www.insight-relevance.com or write me an email directly to insight.relevance@gmail.com. I'm happy. The answers might take a while, but I will answer you definitely. Have a beautiful time and fun handling life surprises. Much love from Stuttgart, Yvonne.